Um, okay. Those of you that asked, it's recording. I think it's because I don't ever have an official start either. I'm not like, oh, okay, totally planned something out and here we go. But welcome. Here we are on this call. So excited. We have 46 of us on already and people popping on. And I know Amy is on here too with me. I was just saying, we were like strategizing before and we were like, so what are we going to talk about? And what are we like? She's like, so what, how does this go? And I was like, neither of us have any clue actually, like what all the details are. So save your questions for tomorrow or save them, like look in the FAQs, look in the back office, do all the things. What I'm so excited to jump on here though, is to share our excitement for what there is. We have so many resources and so many things that like we can plug into, but truly like ignorance on fire is the most powerful thing in the world, y'all. You do not have to know all the things. And if you're the person that wants to know all the things, go find all the things. But I'm going to be over here being like, I don't have a clue. And I'm at a top rank in this company and I have no idea what's going on. Like, but I know that I'm so excited about the momentum and like what we have. It's not that I don't have a clue, but what I do know is that our vision and what we have to offer just got like 10x, right? Like what we have just got like 10x in terms of like what we can offer, and also like the urgency of us being able to start over and where we are, and to be able to, so the simplicity of what I think is so important and that I want to really relay, and I'm going to actually officially start the call in a minute, but like as people are still jumping on, the thing that I think Amy and I were talking about before is that grab 2 people this week, like this week, and then grab 2 more next week or 3 more, and then grab like another couple the following week. But my goal is 8 new brand partners, and that's to maximize when they flash up there and they're like, oh, and if you get 8 and they all join on the top pack and they all like the $5,700 that you can earn in just bonuses, that's amazing. That is at the top of like what I want to do. Will it happen? Maybe. It's possible. It could, and people will make it happen. Will I? I'm not sure, but I sure as heck know that if I run as hard as I can, as fast as I can for that to happen, my paycheck's going to be a lot bigger than it was this month. I'm going to get a lot more bonuses than I would otherwise. And so that is what I'm going to tell y'all a quick story about when I was back with my previous company and I was a single mom and I showed up like in Atlanta, and I've been in the company like a month. And y'all, I'd been by myself for 5 years raising these 2 little kids that were both under 5 on a teaching salary. And I scraped up every penny I had to even join. And then I was like coming to convention, which the convention was massive, like not where we are, not at the beginning, not where like you have this massive, like the company was 6 years old. And my upline, my sponsor, had said, do whatever you can to get there. And I was like, oh, I can barely even go. Like but I invested like $300 and something to go to the convention. I had my aunt watch my kids during the times that I could. I showed up late. I didn't realize I was going to show up and there were like thousands of people. And I showed up late, but I remember still like one of the things that always stands out is that they had a program where you could earn a trip. And I looked at that trip and I was like, whoa, that trip is possible. Like I'm going to earn that trip. And I did not earn the trip. Like I did not earn the trip, but I saw the trip and I was like, I'm going to run for that trip. I'm going to do whatever it takes to get that trip. Like like in my mind, I was like, I am a single mom. I have not had a trip on my own. I have not even had like a night by myself in like how long? Like how can I get this trip? I'm so excited. And that to me is one of the best decisions I ever made in my life, is looking at that and thinking I can do this no matter how huge this is, no matter how huge this looks, no matter what it looks like, because I didn't get that trip, but I came real close and I got everyone after because I tried and because I put everything I had into it. And that's how I feel about this. Like, flashing around the 5,700 and stuff, and people will do it. Like other people sitting next to me, they did it. They did it. I had like an hour or 2 a day and to try to make this happen. And but I was willing, I was like, I'm going to make this, like, I knew in my heart, yeah, belief, like, I was like, this is happening for me. And it didn't happen right then, but it happened afterwards. And then it happened again. And I earned every trip after that. But that initial, like, I'm going to do that is how I feel right now with what we have, the chance to redo this fast start. Like, I have this, like, Amber and I were on the way back from Mexico. We were barely even talking to each other. We're like, okay, I'm talking to more people. I'm talking to more people. I'm talking to more people. Like, and it was this, like, I can't believe how excited I am that we have this opportunity to run for something so huge. And so I want every single one of you guys to really step back and decide, am I going to go all in for this? Because you know what the worst case scenario is? If you go all in, you're going to end up better and bigger than you are not going all in. Than you are saying, I'm going to just settle. I can't do that. That's not going to be me. I'm not going to be able to do that. Like, you are 100%. If you're like, I am all in, I am going to run for every bit of this, every like ounce of that paycheck. I'm going to get my 8 people that are going to get their 2 people, like in that 60 days, like, all in is absolutely, and it's a framework. Yeah, Cheryl, exactly. Like, mindset is the way that we need to do this. So I'm going to start with that, and I'm going to kick it over to Amy here for a minute because I'm actually sweating. I put on my pajamas and I need to go change it to like a sports bra and a tank top real quick.
Hilarious. Hi, everyone. So excited to be doing this with Courtney now. We're going back to the very beginning, and this is how we did it at the very beginning. We literally did a call every single Sunday when we first started. So I'm just going to say the exact same thing Courtney did. Y'all, who cares if you don't know all the answers? You will learn as you go. And literally, people that do that will win way bigger. So just like Courtney said, just hair on fire, ignorance on fire, running as fast as you can, following up with everyone you have messaged in the last year. I mean, just tell them about, the bonuses and how they can earn it. And obviously I tell people, it's obviously if you work, but if this is kind of something that you've kind of been teetering back and forth, now is the time. You can get tons of bonuses, plus that money will go to help you for Christmas. And so I kind of talk about that. When I first started, I kind of want to go back to the very beginning. When I first started in this company, my goal was to sign 8 business partners every single month. That was my goal when I signed. And there were months that I did it, and there were months that I didn't do it. But literally it's because, and y'all, I don't know if you know my story, but I did not make a post when I joined and hit founders 5 months later without making one post or one reel. And it's because all I did was talk to people every single day, in person and behind the scenes. So all day long, I was messaging people on my Facebook, your money is made in the messenger. And so because my goal, I wanted to go fast. And my goal was to sign 8 people every single month. And I remember, it takes time, as we all know, to get that momentum, but we don't have time because we want to really capitalize on that. And so if you're reaching out to 5 people, can you do 10 or 20? Like, if you can make time to really double down on your activity, like say, okay, I've got 30 days, I've got 25 days to make this happen. Are you willing to stay up an hour later, or get up an hour earlier, or double your reach outs? It will be worth it. Don't get down if you're not seeing the results. We've got to just keep going. Another thing is that I will never forget, in August of my first year of me doing all of those reach outs and behind the scenes and hitting founders behind the scenes and literally trying to get 8 people every month. In August, I signed 17 people of that year. And it was because I had been doing so much activity every single day, it compounded. And so it takes time, but you can make it happen faster because you've all been working this business. You've all been talking to people. You've all been making posts, and you've all got people probably on the fence, or, it's a great time to follow up with people. So that's just kind of something I just wanted to take you back to the very beginning of when I joined and what my goals were. And that's what I'm going to have my goal be this month too, just like Courtney. And
What?
And so anyway, hopefully that helps. And I'm super excited about every single one of our businesses. It's going to be a great month.
Yes, yay. Okay, I got my tank top on now, so I'm good. Thanks, Amy. No, you were awesome.
You're
I
welcome.
had a like AirPod in, but also I want to hear. So okay, so we've had a lot of new people. That's not how we usually start these calls, but we're so excited. So I want to backtrack. Sorry, like the excitement level of like what's coming, like what, just the momentum, just how awesome it is to be here right now is something that I feel like we just had to like run with at the beginning. But if you are brand new, I want you to put a 1 in the chat, or if someone you have on here is brand new, then shout them out in here, because I also don't want to like overlook that. So we want to get you welcomed. Alicia, yay. Sarah, you are not brand new, Sarah. You cannot put that anymore. You feel new. You're
We
Sarah,
all know you, Sarah. You don't count.
right? We all know
You're already in leadership.
Semi-new. Oh, that's awesome though. Welcome, y'all. And I don't want you to feel overwhelmed by listening to this, but I also want you to realize that like I have been here since Janet, welcome, yay. I have been here and Amy has been here, like I joined Amy and we have been here, Sharon, yay, welcome. We have been here for like almost 3 years. Amy is 3 years, almost closer, but it's been a long time. And I can't tell you, I think like a big, huge takeaway for you if you are brand new is this excitement and that like energy that like we started this call with, because for us, it's like a new beginning. It feels like, and they kind of announced that and they were like, this is kind of like Savvy 2.0, because we're talking to so many people that have been here with us for a long time and have been like, it's been real. I'm a super like open book, transparent person. And, it's been hard. It's been hard. And we've had these ups and downs, and it's been like dialing in systems and dialing things in. And it feels really good. Like our website, our back office all got like this revamp and it looks amazing. And it's so exciting. And the company gave us the chance to be brand new again. And they gave us the chance to like really start again by offering this fast start again, and new programs and new things that, there's been questions flying around on like, well, what's this? And what's it? How do we find this? And I think for us at the beginning, like it's twofold, right? Because if you are brand new, then by all means, you have your sponsors, you have like who you joined with to ask all the questions. I always say, I love to give somebody 30 days and I'm like, you ask me everything you want in 30, like ask every question and you're never bothering. It's never like anything. After 30 days, I'm like, go look 3 places, then come to me. Go look through it. Like you need 3, then me, or you need to like check in the FAQ, because we are grooming people to be leaders and to be resourceful and figure it outable. And like, I do that with my kids, y'all. I have learned so much. It's like my child who was like, he's like, I'm throwing up, Mom. I know you have a call at 8:30. You go hop in your call. I'm good. I put the carpet that I throw out, like the bathroom rug in the washing machine, and it's going. So I think, but like that kind of like, we need to help our teams be resourceful. Yeah, there's the teacher for real. But that is something also though, that like we're making each other better by not enabling each other to have all the answers. So with all these new updates, I want you to make sure that every single person on here, unless you're new, those of you that like Sharon, those of you that are new, like you get a hall pass as a teacher, you get a hall pass, but everybody else, you need to look. You need to look in the back office. You need to ask a couple of your accountability partners that are not on a thread. You can ask like some, but look a couple different places for the answers, because that is going to be a skill. And that's one of the beauty, like none of us, like you don't need any education to come in here and do this, right? You need nothing. But what you do need is the ability to start to learn the skills and start to learn like how to better yourself as you're going. And one of them is by being resourceful, right? Is by learning and figure outable, like, and to lead in that, like, I hate to say it, but optimism is like, you got to be like fully optimistic in every single way all the time and be looking for the best. And Jen did like a talk about it on like, you can look at every situation and you can find what's great or you can find what's wrong. And so what I love is that we have this opportunity where we're all brand new. We're all thrown into like this new stuff and there's new things, but it's giving us this amazing opportunity to step into this leadership and step into this role of like figuring it out together. And y'all, I also, and I know Amy can speak to this too, like when we first started, like Fashion Friday was on cardboard boxes with a couple iPhones. And like, I wore things backwards on, or like inside out on my Fashion Friday. Like there were so many disasters, but like that, I can't even explain like what it feels like. And I know a lot of you have been here through that. Like when we think back to those days, like knowing that we were a part of this at the very beginning of what will be a global $1 billion brand is going to feel really cool. We're going to look back at this and be like, this is the coolest thing. Like, remember when we didn't know where to find this, or this is like here. And I think that my best advice for the next couple of days until we get it all, like, I'm not going to stop sharing. Like, that's what I've been doing all day. I've been on the phone. I've been voice memoing. I'm circling back with everybody I know. I want everybody to know this, but I'm also going to be really transparent with people and be like, okay, if you join, I'm not going to know what to tell you for the first like couple, maybe 36 hours, because I'm so excited to tell people, like, I want you to like jump in here and just start sharing and we'll figure this out together and we'll like do all of this together. So if I have any piece of advice for you, and I know Amy and I did that together at the beginning and it worked so well, like neither of us had closed for weeks. Like I talk about the 4-minute video that I did and I'm in no savvy. I was showing some people in Mexico. I'm like, yeah, I'm in no savvy at all. Like we didn't have a clue what was going on, but the best thing, the energy, the posture, the confidence that you have in the vision and the belief is more important than any system, any like where you can find any resource, anything that there is. And that's not just me saying that with savvy. That's me saying that after reading like hundreds of leadership books, hundreds of like listening to podcasts. And Amy, by the way, was just on Ray Higdon's stage. So I'm going to kick it back to her to talk a little bit about like that aspect, because I think that is really important too in how we navigate this from the beginning, because I feel like we are all at a new beginning together. Kicking it over, sister. You're up again. She's like doing else in between. I can see her. Like I'm doing the same thing. I'm like, I got to respond to some things.
I know. I'm sitting here like, okay. Yeah. So y'all, I just want you to know that you are in the right place at the right time. And, you know, if you can see a big picture when you are, sorry, y'all, my phone's blowing up. And I'll be honest, it's not for reach outs, but now my family is going to go crazy. I don't know how to silence my phone on the computer. But anyway, when I first started, like I was just telling y'all, you know, I didn't know how this was going to be. The clothes weren't good, but if you can see a big vision of where you want to go, and forget that the website, y'all, I still don't even know how to even hardly look and do around our back office. I still don't even understand the comp plan, and I don't care. And I never have cared. Today is my 11-year anniversary in the industry. And I love numbers. I can remember, I've got every number memorized, my credit card number, my social security number, my passport number. I mean, I can memorize things and I love numbers. But as far as like comp plan goes, all I have ever known for 11 years is just the basics. I know that how you make money when you get duplication. I know what you do when you sign a business partner, and I know what happens when you get customers. But I don't get too entrenched in all the other stuff. Now, obviously, if that's your go-to best thing ever in the world and that drives you, that's awesome. But I'm just saying, if you don't understand it, don't let that hold you back. Because people that keep talking and learning as you go will make a difference. And it's just totally on your mindset. Like, don't get hung up on the small little things. And just know that whatever goal, like, do you have a goal of how you want to end this month? Do you have a goal of how you want to end December? Because what you're doing now, y'all, is going to set you up for an amazing first start of the year. So tell your sponsor what you want to end this month at. Tell them, oh, I'm so sorry, y'all. Tell them how many people you want to sponsor, how many shopping sprees you want to get, how many people, whatever it's customers or business partners. But remember, the more the money comes from the duplication of go get two, go get two, get two, go get two. So when someone is going to join my team, I'm going to tell them not anything other than, all right, step one, first of all, I'm just going to add them to the Savvy Brand Partners page. And that's it as of right now. And Courtney, we can talk about maybe tomorrow's call too, real quick. Maybe we can kind of talk on that a little bit about what we're going to do. But right now, when someone joins my team, I'm only adding them to my thread only, and then the Savvy Brand Partners page. I'm not adding them to anything else. I'm telling them to not even post on social media. And I have them order their clothes immediately. And then when they get their clothes, I have them do an unboxing, a live, stories, a post, or whatever. Now, the reason I do that is because I want to get them into immediate action. Okay, we don't want them to wait for their clothes. So you can go ahead and get their clothes ordered, but then go ahead and help them with their list. Okay, let's go through your chicken list. Who are people that you know that are business minded? Like, you help them through their phone, because that's their warm market, because they just joined. So you're going to go through their phone, and who is business minded in your phone? Okay, so you can write down everybody's name, and the ones, to me, this is what I would do. The ones that are business minded, the ones that are competitive, because see, you know this, because these people are in your phone. The ones that are hard workers, no matter if they're whatever they're doing, if they're a teacher or if they're a realtor or whatever, hard workers, people that are hungry for money. This is the caveat to that. Sometimes people that are hungry for money stay in a depressed state. Some people want to stay in that down and out state, and they don't want to get their rear in gear to start making and having a life change. So there's a difference on people that are hungry for money, if that makes sense. And so I would reach out to all of those people as fast as you can in your warm market. All of those people I just told you about, the ones. So when you write down their name, Amy, Allison, Ann, you're going through all your A's, write down their characteristics next to them on if they're hardworking, business-minded, competitive, outgoing, influential. I'm not saying like people that want to get money. I'm saying influential. Like, if this person in your town, if everybody pretty much wants to be in that person's presence or does what that person, write down those characteristics. And then if some of them don't really have as much, make them be the second people that you reach out to. But those people like that are going to see that buying a $9.99 shopping spree is no big deal, because they're business minded. and they're competitive. So they know that they can earn it back before they have to pay their credit card bill in 30 days, because that's what we're going to do. We're going to get them running for their first 30 days to make a big bonus. So that's what I'm going to do when someone joins my team. That's how I'm going to structure it. And I'm just going to keep them very focused on us talking every single day and going through their list with them and giving them language on exactly what to do, and not adding them to a whole lot of things and telling them also to not post, and really just stay focused and get wins, because when people get wins, they want to keep going and they want to do more. So hopefully that helps. But I would say, y'all, there's no time. You know, when I was in my other company, I joined 3 years after it became a direct selling company. There was a girl that joined not on my team, but on another team 2 years after I did. And she went straight to the top of the company and surpassed the person that started the company. Surpassed. So it'd be like someone joining right now or someone joining in 2 years from now and surpassing Tom and Kim. And y'all, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. And it's going to happen. I'm so sorry, y'all. It's going to happen a lot. People are going to surpass me, Courtney, Tom, and Kim. And I want you to know something. If they're on your team, that's what you want. That is what you want. Don't get jealous of it. Enjoy it. And I will tell you this too. Keep building that whip. That's why I want a good 8 strong legs. Okay, 8, like strong. And you know what strong is? Like something that if you quit today, that residual will keep going forever and ever. So, I mean, like, I don't know how, maybe eat that leg, bringing on 30,000 a month, that one leg. And then you've got another leg bringing on 30,000 a month. I don't know what volume all of that is, but I'm just saying that's what's strong. When you have all of that, like Courtney's leg is strong. And the reason why it's strong is because there are tons of leaders on that leg, and they're all leading their teams, and they're all continuing to duplicate and grow their business. So I know if I never touched Courtney's leg again, it would still work without me. Okay. So that is what you want when you are growing your business. And I'm looking for 8 of those legs. And that's why this is great to keep talking to people, because you do not know tomorrow sorry, y'all, I'm gonna have to get off. You don't know if tomorrow you are going to meet somebody. And the reason my phone is going so crazy, I'll tell you this. There was a poll that just came out to vote for my son's football game, and whoever wins the best play, and it's my son's the quarterback, and there was a throw that he did to my nephew. And so that all of our friends and family are trying to vote to have them win. That is why my phone is going so nuts, because we just found out about that. So I'm so sorry, y'all.
Oh my gosh, you should share your poll thing in the link, and we can there's like a bunch of it. We can all vote.
I might do that because we need to win. Anyway, that's why my phone's going crazy. It's not all my people that want to join my team, even though I wish it was.
Oh my gosh, you're hysterical. I love you. Okay, I love that so much. And yeah, and I will say too, like, y'all, that is an example of what Amy's saying to do. And we are coming together to try to, like, as a team, we're really excited. So if you can get on the tomorrow, Tuesday, 1 p.m., it's usually, the leadership call is usually on Monday at 1 p.m. But we spent a lot of time in Mexico trying to come together as leaders. And we asked a lot, like, polled out, like, do you guys want to do this? And to come together so that we can really provide good resources, so that when people do onboard, there's a path. There's like here's a path, and here's 2 different paths, and here's like, and you're going to hear more about all of that. And like, it's not all ready, because funny enough, we all have lives, and we all have like throwing up to like children that are sick, and we all come back and like have all the things. But But we are trying, like everybody's trying their best. And also I think another big thing is like delegating. Raise your hand. If you have a skill, if you're in this for the long run and you're like here and you're like, I have a skill to be able to like share that I feel like I can do this, I can like help with this, like raise your hand. Because honestly, when it comes down to it, we're all a bunch of women and moms and like people in different phases of lives that are trying to come together and make the best possible like ripple effect that we can to empower other women, to serve other women, to be able to have a vehicle that allows body positivity, you know, all of that while making a massive paycheck, like both parts being super important. Okay. So I want to I asked if anybody else, I want to hear from just a couple other people so that it's not just Amy and I, in terms of just a quick takeaway, like 2 minutes or less. I saw Pam got nominated and I would have called on you anyways, because I know you well enough to just put you in the spotlight. So unmute and just share for like 2 minutes what this means to you, what you're going to do to get into action, and just any piece of advice that you've got coming off. Pam was there live, y'all. Pam, just in a recap, we're not getting emotional right now, but Pam has gone through like the hardest year of her life by far. She lost her son this summer in July, and she earned the trip. And she earned the trip, in my opinion, and this is just like watching her, knowing her, coaching through it all, but she knows that Jack lives through what her legacy is. And we've talked a lot about that. And like, she has, like, this has been next level for her, but in terms of, you know, just so many things and where this is going. But I want to hear like from her, because I like hearing people's reactions when they heard her story in Mexico and just knowing like how incredible it is. Like, there's no excuses, you know, there's no excuses. And not to say that that's everyone's story or that that's everyone like, but her belief in this business and how it can change lives is that deep and that strong, that this is such a priority to have done. Like, it's pretty amazing. So 2 minutes, Pam. No, I'm kidding. You
Oh,
can-
really? With that setup? I don't know if I could do 2 minutes with that setup.
I'm
Okay,
totally kidding. You,
that's all right. That's all right. I got this. I'm gonna start with like all the changes and the overwhelm and what Amy was talking about, and then I'm gonna get into how I actually felt there in Mexico and the Jack thing. So I've sponsored like over 80 people, and I have just found like I have one leg. I've just found my second leg that is just blowing it out of the water, and I finally feel like it's coming together for me. And the reason I tell you that is because I just kept going. It was like baby steps. And a lot of it was like when I first started, I would drill Megan and Courtney with like a million questions. And Deborah and I would talk about how to do this and how to do that and percentages and all this stuff. And like, no, we need all this information. And my mindset shifted, and I cannot tell you when, but I don't need to know it all anymore. Like before, I just freaking run. And Emily Sloan, freaking killing rock star right now. She's the one that like helped me to overcome all that. Like, oh my gosh, I don't need to know every single thing. I mean, Amy White just said it, like she doesn't even know all the specifics about the comp plan. And, you know, and Courtney said it too. We don't know what happened. We were in Mexico. We don't know all the changes. We don't have all the exact answers. We didn't read the fine print yet, but we know that this is something amazing, and this is going to change women's lives. This is going to change our lives, and we are setting some major goals for ourselves. So ignorance on fire is just this new word that just keeps coming up to me, like do it, do it, do it. And what happened to me in July and with Jack, and you know, he was sick for a long time, so we had this like buildup where I was just working through it all. And that's a lot of part of my story, is like learning how to figure out how to do it. Like we crazy busy mamas, I mean, I was working full-time, full care with Jack, and doing this on the side, and there was all sorts of things that we all have it. We all have something. And I think that the persistent and the consistent, now I didn't consider myself consistent. I am very persistent, but I never considered myself consistent. And I am trying to be better at that. I'm trying to be more organized and structured and do my CIPs and track them. But I've never been that person. I'm sort of just a blah, go, just go, 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 go. And what I want to say is, that works too. So we have to make sure that we just do us in our way. Like if you're the person that needs to track and that needs to remember or set alarms or whatever it is, then do that and be that person. But if I'm not that way, that's okay. So like I said, I've sponsored over 80 people, and I'm just over about 2 years, I guess I've been here, and I'm just finally starting to really build it big, where I've been fine and I've been making my way and creating a beautiful paycheck for myself all along. And I think what is the most important thing, the biggest takeaway for me about Mexico, after all of that 2 years being here, just sort of making it, never being great, I've always been that what did they say? I'm good at everything but master of none. And I'm just like going along. And this weekend, here's why I could cry real quick. I finally feel super, 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 super seen. I've been to events before. I've been to Utah. I've been to Mexico before, but this trip, I've been seen. And to me, that's the most important thing. And that's the most important thing that I want to share with others so that they all feel seen. So my point to you is keep going, whether it's baby steps, whether it's you don't know what you're doing, or whether you track it, or whether you just go ignorance on fire and shoot from the hip and try to remember everybody you can. And I always say to my girls, my goal for you is to not be able to remember the people that you've reached out to, that you're talking to so many people. Like, I want you to be able to not track it because you've talked to so many people. Like, that's the thing that makes this different. So keep going, keep going. And how I felt so seen, 2 things that came upon me real quick. Anson came up to me after Fashion Friday. He didn't say my name. He just walked right up to me. Now, some of you are new here, but Anson is Jen Ashby's husband, and he does like the back end and controlling in the offices and stuff like that. And he comes up to me and he goes, okay, I'm going to need you to talk on stage tomorrow for like 5 minutes about your use of the share codes and like how you're doing. And I'm like, what? And he says, yeah, just 5 minutes, no big deal, just quick off the cuff. And I'm like, but me? Like, are you sure you've got the right person? I didn't know that Anson even knew my name or knew who I was. And he says, yes, Pam, I want you to talk on share codes. And to me, I was like, I had goosebumps. Like, I didn't even know he knew who I was, let alone my name and let alone my activity. So guys, we are all being seen. They're watching every single thing, every single person, whether you're brand new or whether you've been here for 3 years, they are watching and they are here to applaud you. And then having dinner with Jen and Ken, and I brought up something that had been bugging me for a little bit, and Ken was like, wait, I didn't know about that. Jen was like, wait, Anson, come over here. Pam, tell him about that. Like, whoo, the opportunity to have that was just amazing. And you just don't know. There's so much going on in my world, and I was able to do that and make that happen for myself, for my team, for my family, for my paycheck, for my psychological well-being. That was amazing. So just keep going, whether it's a little bit or a lot. Ignorance on fire. That's my new word, Court. Ignorance on fire. And there's a lag, sorry.
No, I love it. No, there's no lag. No, I love
good.
that, Pam. I feel like that is huge. I was actually looking for something on my phone because I'm going to call somebody out who doesn't know that they're going to be called.
Do it.
I love doing that, right? That's my favorite thing about these calls. Is I'm like, hey, by the way, if you're going to let me run it, then have fun. No, Pam, that's amazing. And I love that. And then I love like your face when you got recognized for like being on stage twice. You're like, what? Me? I think I tried to like capture it, and you're like, what is going on?
I had no idea I was going to be recognized like 3 different times. And then Jen said my name from stage, and I was just like, it was like girl crushing. It was amazing. So just keep going, people, all through all the crap.
Right. So I wanted something else that came up because I know they did announce like a whole new like area, beauty and wellness, right? Is that even what they said? I think it's something like that. Ignorance on fire here. But and let me see. Let me make sure she's still on before I call it. Oh yeah, she is. But I got messages from somebody. I got a message from a lot of people being like, whoa, like clean products? Is that going to be a thing? So I want to first assure everybody that absolutely, like, Amy, you know, I saw you like perk up. You're like, oh gosh, yeah. Like, y'all, anything that we carry, like, if you know Jen Ashby, like, it will be the most clean possible product we ever have. Like, and we don't even put enough emphasis on the like clothing that we have or anything like that. But Jen is so, I mean, she quit her corporate job. And if you haven't heard her story with her mom, and like, she 100% like quit. Like, she has studied every ingredient and everything. She is all about holistic medicine. She is like huge into like healing through the body. And that's how she like kept her mom alive for so much longer. She quit everything and was like, I'm going to figure everything out on how to like feed my mom the best stuff. So anyways, I want everybody to know that clean is 100%, like, there is not a chance ever that we will be, and I'm not a clean beauty person. Like, I'm sorry, I'm just not. Like, I am too, like, I don't pay enough attention. Like, I've got Doritos in my closet. I was drinking Diet Coke before I found out what it entails. Like, I'm not the person that like knows all of this stuff, but I do know that Jen Ashby is. There's no way that we will have anything that is not. And so I was kind of relaying that to, and getting messages throughout the whole thing. So Trisha, I'm totally going to call you up, but I love my last text message from Trisha after and I just kind of relayed that similar message. And I was like, wow, that's important. And those are the things that like behind the scenes, those haven't even been said yet, but knowing who is at the helm of our company and knowing the vision and knowing the trust. And when you get time, like when you have the time to be with who is leading the charge between Ken and Jen and Anson and Russ and like every single person, y'all, when you have one-on-one time in person, you are blown away because you were like, whoa, like their standards just made me a better person by having that conversation with them. Like, I feel like I learned, I feel better, like all of this. So I had voice memoed Trisha because she immediately was like, what the heck? And I promise you guys, I will always, and Amy is the same way. Like, we are open books. We are like, whatever question you have, like, we're going to straight shoot it and we're going to be honest. And you might not like some answers and we might give you some tough love sometimes. And I hope that that kind of ripples down because sometimes people need tough love. But Trisha said, is it even possible for me to feel more, in all capitals, aligned with this company? I mean, I'm not excited about selling things with ingredients, but I'm a hell of a lot more passionate about clean products than clothes. So I know there's a lot of questions around like, what's coming? We don't have a clue. We don't know any more than like what was just announced. That was like a super exciting thing. But what we do know is the confidence. And I think that Trisha, you like summed it up with that text message, that we don't need to know, because what they have and what they know and the knowledge that they have and like where the integrity and like everything, the trust, like everything that they have going on, is that what we should know and believe and have a lot of faith in is that the path they're leading us on, like they have like 5-10 years out, and it is with the best of the best. And it is the investors that we have like behind like little things that they mentioned. One of our investors owns like a basketball team, or I don't even know which one it is, or a football team, or like a professional something. And I mean, we have like, we're in such a good position in so many different ways, but the integrity of who we have leading the helm is amazing. So I'm gonna ask Trisha, because she was texting me, like psycho texting me. I'm not giving out my number to people. I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding. She was texting me like throughout the whole thing, but with such like excitement and like was really pumped. So I would love to just hear from you, Trisha, just for like the 2 minutes of and you were on virtual too. So, but you were like capturing it. You were sending me comments. She like was recording people. It was really cool.
Yeah, I I drank Diet Coke, did all the things. I still have a lot of toxic habits. But through my life journey, lots of different things. I had 8 miscarriages. I had a long journey to motherhood. and breast implant illness that nearly killed me. My husband nearly died of a massive heart attack. We've had a really lot of big things that happened in our lives that have led us to, one little nugget and then the next nugget and the next nugget. And so clean living is super important to us, with balance, of course. And when we talked about beauty and wellness, I'm like, oh my God, I'm super excited, but I'm also like terrified a little bit, because if it turned out to be toxic products, that would be really difficult for me to align with. And knowing that that's the direction we're going, it doesn't surprise me though, because Jen, just the way she is very like all about the sustainability and the eco line. And when I would reach out to customer service about, because I have all these friends, naturally minded friends, are like, wait a second, when that article came out about the chemicals in the bras, they were like pummeling me with text messages. And so I was getting all detailed in customer service. And that's just who we are. Who we are is what is good for the environment is generally also good for our bodies. So it's really synergistic. And I couldn't be prouder to be a part of this. And at first I was a little nervous, and still am a little, about how it's going to incorporate in with, how do you sell all these things and sell them well and all the stuff. But I have total faith that we are in the right place at the right time with the right people at the helm. I mean, the fact that in 3 years, we have done $75 million worth of business, when people in other apparel companies don't even make it to $1 million ever. I mean, y'all, we are sitting in the right place, and people get so excited about what's going on over here and what's going on over here. And there's a lot of like shiny object syndrome in our industry. This is the place. I'm not going anywhere.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Sorry to put you on the spot, but you know that like if you show up on these calls, man, you might be.
No, I'm thrilled. Thank you.
Yes. Emily Sloan, don't think that you're not getting put on the spot for sure on the next one to share. Like, and Sarah, you two, enrolling like multiple people this month. Y'all are like crushing. I just want to, I do love to keep it to the 9:30, like to the exact thing. But the momentum I feel like is huge. And I'm super pumped just about where we are and where we are going. And I also want to like, it's the first week that Amy and I kind of comboed, and I think that we'll take in between some time, because what we want to do with this is we want to call up more of y'all in leadership to be sharing. And that's what like the Sunday calls we loved, but it was like Sunday was tough. But I think we don't want to be the ones that are up here training or like talking, or so this is the opportunity. Like we want to be able to like call up and shout out and give like, there's so many bigger calls, and to have these little team huddles where it's sharing the expertise and like hearing from y'all. Like it's not going to be us. I feel like tonight I'm talking a lot and Amy's talking a lot, and just kind of, but I want y'all to know that like we're going to come up with a format and more of a just like collaboration to where we can make sure that voices are heard, and that we have a Q&A. And I mean, those that have been on the team huddles before, we've done a little bit of that. And I know Amy was doing it with her team. Like we've done a little bit more of that, but also this week we were like, we have so much that we want to share, and like so much exciting and so much like to come together, that we're maybe a little bit overexcited and aggressive with our own thing. And I see Ruba, you messaged too that you want to pop in here and share. And then I'll let Amy say if she wants to say anything else. I'm going to tally up the incentive from last week. That's another fun thing that I feel like we do that we're going to keep doing. So I have it all ready for this week. But Ruba, you share, and I'm going to tally up the incentive stuff. Amy, you take over, and then I'll end it out with the incentive.
Well, I just wanted to share because I am on fire. I was just blown away, you guys. I tend to have a lot of self-doubt, and I really question my place in the company. And to be there and to hear that we had made it to the top 1%, I still didn't believe it. And it was brought up in a meeting, and I was bawling, and I don't cry in public at all. And I just want you guys to know this company they just value everybody and they want the best for us. And the rewards plan that they rolled out is incredible. I've been here since March 2020. It took me a year to hit S3. And I remember messaging Courtney and saying, can I please be on this power hour? I don't even know what it is because it was my first company. And of course she said yes. And I'm here and I'm not even under your guys' leg. And I just love everything about you. I had the opportunity and privilege of rooming with Pam, who I am so in love with, and she is my accountability partner. So get an accountability partner. And I just feel so privileged. Courtney had me in a dinner with Sarah and Taylor and Anson of all people. And I was just like stunned. So please do not give up on yourself. Bet on yourself. You're going to win regardless. Everybody knows that we're all a team. You are so valued here. And I started calling people and I was like crying to them, telling them you have to join. Because for Christmas, I'm getting my kids a puppy and they don't know it. And we're going through a separation and they're just struggling, you guys. And I just can't even, Courtney, I thought you were crying for a minute. I thought I had you crying. Okay, so maybe I'll change my mind, but I don't think I will, Courtney. But you guys, it's time to share all of it, share it with everyone. Because Christmas, people need money, and I've had so many people message me back. What's the price to come in? So just keep sharing. Don't give up. If you don't see the numbers, just don't give up. It's gonna happen. I promise it will happen. And I just thank you all for accepting me here. I just love it. I invited some of my people on my team, so hopefully they're on here too. But I just feel so blessed. Love you guys. That's all I have to share.
I love you, Roba. I loved being with you this week. So fun. Y'all, I just want y'all to know, I literally had my thought and then all of a sudden from what she said, and now kind of a little bit like brain dead. Number one, do not think that it's not going to be you. I literally was just talking to my daughter about this, about mindset with volleyball. What you tell your kids, what would you tell your son or daughter about going out for the football team or the basketball team or the art or the drill team or the music club or whatever? You wouldn't tell them. If you heard them talking down about themselves, you would be like, no way. You will not get anywhere with that mindset. And I'm going to say that to y'all. You will get nowhere with that mindset. You are the only person that can control you and your mind. And don't think you can't. Because y'all, let me tell you something. There's something so powerful about getting someone immediately in your business and then having them go get someone immediately in their business. You know why? Because what happens if your direct quits? But what happens if the person that they signed becomes your massive rock star? Do you know that happens all the time? That's why it is so crucial. Even when this incentive is over, you want to work with the people that join you and immediately get them into action to sign 1 or 2 business partners. Because when or if it could totally change your business if they bring in that one person that could change your life. So that's number 1. Number 2, I have someone that's fixing to join. She actually joined me when I first joined. I did not know her. I met on social media and she stopped doing anything. She's rejoining because she sees where we're at. She could not handle the pioneering. And she's been watching me the whole time and she is rejoining. And she said, I said, start making your list. And I told her what to look for, what in her warm market. And she said, do you think that people are not going to sign the $9.99 kit because life is really expensive right now? Christmas is around the corner. And I told her, I said, no, I said, it's all about your posture. If you're going to go talk to somebody and kind of just be a little bit nervous that, oh, I don't really want to ask them to spend $9.99. If they're going to start a business, $9.99 is nothing. If you're talking opportunity, if you're talking big money, $9.99 is nothing. So you tell them, no, that's the best bang for your buck. That's what you need to join at. We're going to make your money back in the first week. We're going to get you $1,000 in your first week of business, if you're coachable, by signing 2 more people up underneath you. And so then you can say, then we're going to keep going and we're going to be adding different money, and you could earn up to 2,000, 2,500, 3,000, depending on how fast you want to go and how committed and focused and coachable you are. But it's all about your posture when you're talking to somebody. So if someone says, oh, I can only join the $4.99, I would literally say, look, I know I'm not in charge of your finances, but if you're starting a business, this is the best kit because X, Y, and Z, and we're going to get you this by this date. And so then they'll see the value in it. I said, and 2, you want that to duplicate down. What you tell them is what they're going to start talking and telling their teams. So just remember that as you are working your daily business, on your posture with your mindset, with how you talk to people on what kit, and also to get people in really massive action fast, because it may not be the person you enroll, but it may be the person that they enroll. So really make sure that you are going and saying welcome, that you are having tons of 3-way chats. And when they join, you come back in those chats and you're like, she joined, and then you're all celebrating. You want your upline to know who you're signing so they feel welcome. If you're not doing that, you're doing your business a massive disservice, because they may not connect with you, but they may connect with Courtney, or they may connect with me. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It's like Ruba being on here. We just want anyone to win. Doesn't matter where they fall. And so don't keep your team separate. You introduce them to everyone and get them on those 3-way chats to where they can join. Get them on before they join, get them on it after they join, and celebrate their success and give them tips to have them go duplicate, because Courtney is going to say something different than I would. And this person may need to hear both things. So hopefully that helps. And good luck. It's going to be an amazing month.
I'm like, that's so good. I actually just put in a couple chats from people that I met in Mexico today that messaged after, and they're like, you do things so different. Like, I like that too. Or, it wasn't like, I don't like this, but it was like, I've never heard it presented that way. And it's also like the way that we learn as we go. I learn so much, y'all. I learned so much. And I've been doing this for a long time, but like my language, that's why I love going on the Savvy Stories. I love the 3-way chats, because I learn these little one-liners. Like, I rely on other people for my style, for my one-liners, for my like reels, for a lot of things. I'm like, everything's figure outable because I'm willing to lean in and like learn. Okay. I have 1 minute to wrap this up. Here we go. So I'm going to share screen for, something we do for y'all that are joining for the first time. Every single week, I love little incentives. I think it's fun. I love a carrot. I love something to run for. I love a direction to go with. And I think it's just fun to go for something. So I put out a little weekly challenge. You must be on the team huddle to win the challenge. You can enter, but if you're not on here to win, then I'm not like, and it's not like punishment for not being on here. So it is recorded. And you can listen in, but it's just like a fun, like little extra. So it's not punishment, it's an extra. But I have this fun little, and these are totally random, by the way, and it's going to be totally random unless Amy starts like coaching me on like what I should be doing, because I just pick out things that she knows. But this is a good one. We've had this for 2 weeks because it was month end. So it was a little coach bag, and I'm going to share screen to do the random name picker here for everybody that everybody that was in it, and see who earns this from the last one. All right, Vanessa, is Vanessa on here right now? I can't see the chat. Vanessa, are you on here? Because if she's not, we're going on. Can anybody see the chat and give me like oh, there's the chat. Yes. Okay. Vanessa's on here. Okay, perfect. Vanessa, send me your address and I will get that in the mail. Yay. Oh, good. Okay. Stop share. And then I'm going to share this week's Google. It can be shared on. I don't mind if it's shared on. This week's challenge is, Amy, you were like, we didn't even talk, y'all. We like read each other's mind at this point, but it is on 3-way chats. So every time you do a 3-way chat, I've already created the Google spreadsheet. I'm posting it in here. Every 3-way chat that you put someone in, you get an entry. Oh gosh, I've got to redo it. That's all the names. Sorry. But I've got it ready to go. So, and what I have this week is I have I've got this cute little pair of earrings. Hang on, let me find this. And, okay. This cute little pair of earrings. And then I'm going to do an Amazon gift card because something that I love, Amy has sent me in the past. Amy sent me as a gift and I use it on every single trip. And so I'm going to do an Amazon gift card or send it via Amazon. It's not a gift card. I'll just send that, but I always put my jewelry in it. It's like a hanging bathroom travel thing that every single person needs. So Sarah, you were in my room. You know what it looks like. I can post it somewhere else, but just trust me. It's awesome. It's essential. And it usually has all my jewelry and Adrienne is on our team. She makes these really cute little earrings. But that's what we're going to have. You get an entry every time. So you're going to need to save. Here comes the Google spreadsheet. I'm not sure if I copied it yet. You need to copy it and you need to save it. It will not be shared again by me. If you have somebody else that you can ask for, that's fine. But my point is like, be accountable to yourself. Remember to do it. Put the entries in. There's the Google form. Every single 3-way chat. Where is Emily Sloan still on here? Because watch out. Yep. We did a 3-way chat before and she put me in like 30 in a day. I was like, oh my gosh. But look at what you're doing now. Like, it's amazing. But the 3-way chats are working. Like, I'm watching the people that are putting them in and they're in the enrollment pool. So every 3-way chat that you put your sponsor in, you need to put in your name, you need to put in the date, and then you need to put in who is in the 3-way chat. And I'm going to put everybody in an entry and then we'll do it next week on Monday night at the same time.
Hey, 2 things on that. I want to add to it. I just kind of went and looked at my thing.
I'm like, do the next one.
I'll do it again the next one.
Okay.
I've got a whole thing of
We'll
stuff.
collaborate. We'll talk before.
Okay. Well, I've got 2 things here too. So if we want to do 4, we can do 4, or I'll just do this for next week. We'll do that.
No, let's do it. Yeah.
Real quick. When you say 3-way chat, can you explain that? Because this is just me and I don't know what your terminology is. If you go put someone in a 3-way chat with me and they've not watched a video and you've not talked to them and they're not asking questions and they're not even responding to you, there's no need to put me in a 3-way chat, right, Courtney? I mean, like, I kind of pretty much say, and I don't know if y'all say this, and I don't care what we do, but they're working with me. And so if they start asking questions, that's when you put them in a 3-way chat, I think, unless you have something different.
So yes, 100%. If you are over 30 days old, absolutely. If you are within 30 days, then I am a big believer of you can put anybody in a 3-way chat, because to me, that's this brilliant place where you're like, I don't actually know anything. Like, I'm not sure what the best thing is. So yeah, most of us, like if you put a 1 in the chat earlier, then yes, Kirsten, exactly. Like if you know, then a 3-way chat is to be used for like when somebody has some questions, or if you're like, or if they say like, hey, I was a teacher, or I'm a single mom, or like they have something, hey, meet my friend, if they're like interested though at a level in the business. And yes, absolutely. After they have information, it is not to introduce the business unless you're in your first 30 days. And then that's fine. in my opinion. Like in your first 30 days, you get a hall pass for everything. The way that I kind of feel like it works. I don't know if that's the same with everybody, but like I think your first 30 days, you were ignorance on fire. You were like, game on, like I don't have a clue. And so I actually encourage people in the first 30 days, if
Yeah.
the first question that comes up, throw me in a chat. Like the first question, it doesn't matter if it's product or if it's because you're going to learn the language. And instead of trying to go find the resources, instead of trying to go like figure everything out, it's going to show support and it's going to show like you're going to learn on the go. But I'm looking at a lot of faces right now, and almost every face that I'm looking at knows enough that like a three-way chat is after you've watched a Savvy Story, after you've watched like you've gone to Wear and Share, you've seen all the things, you have some questions, because you guys are all like more than capable to have those initial conversations, and maybe even on a phone call or whatever it is. So yeah, I'm glad that you clarified that, Amy. I appreciate it. But those of you that put a 1 and you're brand new, like that, and that's where Emily was. Like Emily had been with us for more than 30 days, but had not really like kind of run with it at the level. So she was encouraged to do that. Like we were like, just do this. We had been on a coaching call. It was like, just throw in all the three-way chats. But in general, like at the beginning, I think it's a great way to learn. And otherwise, I think that you absolutely need to, it's a point where they've expressed that they are interested in learning more. And that's the cue to go in.
Yeah, three-way chats are usually for closing a business partner. You want them to, that's why you're bringing someone else in, unless it's for your first 30 days, like Courtney said.
Tara
But-
Matif, go look in the FAQs. Where is she? I want to see
yeah.
her face. I love you.
We're raising leaders.
Right? Raising leaders.
You're raising
here.
leaders. I will never forget when I first joined this business, someone said, you can always ask Amy because she enables everybody.
I don't. I'm like,
That was
I
11 years
don't.
ago. Because I would answer everybody's questions. But then at the same time, I was like, I'm not raising up leaders. So I'm like, well, what did you find when you went to Savvy Brand Partners? What did you find when you went to FAQs? What did you find? They're like, oh, I haven't looked yet. I don't have time. I'm like, well, then you're not being a good business owner. Like you've got to figure out. And then if you're new, then I show you how to get there.
Right. Meanwhile, people call me nice, and then they like get in a thread with me and they're like, oh, she's not that nice. And person, I think it's like more what you want to share. Like it's a different thing with every person. For me, it's like I actually voice memo and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'll forward you what I just said to people on Instagram today. Because I know that we're on Instagram. I can forward it. But I'm basically like, every person is different, because every single, like, it depends on how you approach them, how you have the conversations. Like every person I see as a person, as a, and I think that then you kind of get to know like how they, or ask them, like, how do you best learn? How do you best want to like see the next step? Do you want to watch a 5-minute video? Do you want to watch a 20-minute video? Do you want to hop on a phone call? Do you want to like, and it's each person is different. Some people don't like a phone call. Some people like, so it just really depends on how you, and that's where you can't say the right thing to the wrong person, and you can't say the wrong thing to the right person, and you're going to suck. So just get ready to suck for a little bit, because you're totally going to suck through half of it. But every time that you suck, you're getting closer to being better at what you're doing.
Can I add one thing in that?
Absolutely.
Not only do you get better at it as you go, but it makes you very relatable and duplicatable, because nobody knows what they're doing. Like some of the best messages I've ever sent to people have been 100% on the fly on the way to carpool. And I wasn't thinking about it. I just ran with it, and they just feel your energy. That's it. That's all it is, really.
Yeah. And I love what Emily said too, because that's what I coach that to a lot of people. If you feel comfortable enough, I would make a video yourself in like under 5 minutes, and you don't have to have a clue what you're saying. You just have to have that energy, that posture, that excitement, and be like, I'm so pumped at what I found. Like, here we go. but not everybody has that. But if you do, then I highly recommend that you do that, because people like they are buying you more than they're buying anything else, and they want to trust who they're joining, and they want to feel the excitement but I get, like, if you're not at a place where like that confidence or that like you don't feel ready, but I encourage you to make it anyways. Like, do the video even if you never share it with anybody, because you are getting closer to where you're going to do it again. Again, like, if you can't walk through this suck, then you're not getting any further. Like, you got to just go, you got to go forward, and you got to be like, it's okay. Like, our kids didn't learn to run and walk and do all the things without falling down and missing their mouth with a spoon, and like, all, somehow as adults we get like all this like, oh, other people are judging, we don't want to like say anything, but then you're not growing, you're not getting anywhere. All right, I'm gonna wrap it up because that's the longest we've gone on these things, but I promise Amy and I are gonna nail this down. We're gonna be like 1 hour at bedtime. I need to be in bed by now. But I love you guys. I mean, seriously, like, thank you for showing up tonight. I know that you have so many other things you could be doing in life, and I appreciate y'all being here. And I know that, I know Amy, you do too. Like, I know we're really excited to come together and to be able to do this and to have fun with it, and to be able to rise it, like, call on y'all to get in here and be leading these and share. And I do think they're really powerful. I think it creates a really cool community that we can all come together in a safe place. That tonight was more like, oh, we're going to talk at you and like this, but in future, like, also just being able to like ask questions. And we didn't want you to ask questions because we don't know the answers tonight. So like, we're going to own this.
Make sure that y'all tune into the call that they're
Yes.
going to do. And if you don't or can't, then make sure you watch the replay.
Both calls tomorrow are going to be, or Tuesday and Wednesday, because Tom and Kim's tomorrow at 1 is going to be full of information, y'all. And if you can't, you don't have to watch every week. Like, it's not like this every week where you have to tune into all these things. But this week, there are some big announcements and big things. And this is a business. You are a business owner. If you want to work it like a hobby, that's fine. Don't prioritize it. If you want to work it like a business and you want like business money coming out of this, then freaking prioritize it. Like, either be on live or make an effort to watch the replay, because these are it'll absolutely be recorded. Plus it live streams in Dream Legacy Team. So you want to make sure, though, there's a lot that's going to be said on that, and a lot that's going to be said on the Wednesday night call. And that's it. And it's okay. It's no problem if you don't want to. If you're like, I'm more for the community, that's fine. But if you want to work this as a business, you need to prioritize those calls.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great. That's all I've got. Amy, do you have anything else?
No, let's go.
Let's go. Anybody else? All right. Good night, y'all.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
I'll get this recorded out.